Right, job we're at now is I'm in the calving pen. I'm in the calving pen for a reason. Not there's a cow going in today, but not far away. So it's time to get this calving pen ready. We have everything cleared out of it. It needs to be washed. It needs a quick power washing down. That's what I'm going to do now and give it a bit of a disinfectant when we're at it. Another thing I want to wash is some of this yard. It's not for the dirt that's on it. It's actually because of that stuff there. That there is like pure ice. When you walk in here several times, your feet would just go from under you, and a cow's feet would go from under her as well. It's just the type of year that we've had. Mild, constant wet weather, which has an algae boom on everything now. So I want to get just this area here washed where the cows come in and out of the calving pen. So we don't have any accidents or any falls. We don't want that. So here's just guarding the hose over there, so the cows don't pull it out of the tap. I had the power washer set up here, and we're going to tear into it. And that's them all washed out. We have to disinfect them now. And I've been washing around here, just kind of taking some of that algae off, just the roughness of it. Only issue I'm having is that pressure washer uses quite a high flow of water and my tap can't keep up, so I have to stop every so often just to let it fill up. But I'm going to do outside here as well. See that green stuff? Like that stuff is lethal on cow's feet. You can see the difference between the two. So I'm just going to wash that all down there now, because when they go down here then they'll be fit to go into the calving pen. And not fall, hopefully. Now we have a pallet off the ground, just keep it dry. One more. Just behind this wall there's a lovely blue skies and the sun is shining. You can feel the heat from the sun, and in here it's like a fridge. But I'm going to drill a hole here for this point, and I get to say a quote from Crocodile Dundee. That's not a bit. Well, that's a bit. Right. Just in there, like that. Simple as that. Whether I'll ever have to use it or not, I don't know, but it's there if I need it. And you're better looking ahead than looking forward. Right, so now with the gate gone, I'm not going to need this latch. I'm going to need a different socket though. Right, just when I'm here now, do you ever have something that's not a big problem to solve, but you never solve it for some weird reason, and it really provokes you all year? For me, it's provoked me for the last 2 years, and that is this door. This door, well, for starters, I wish it had been a sliding door, but it's not. And that door doesn't latch anymore. As you can see here what I'm talking about, it sits too low. You're wriggling out of it, and there it is, it's latched. But that's a pain in the backside. That is an annoying thing. The door's always tight. Good thing, I suppose, is that the door doesn't rattle, but I'd still rather it closed better than that. The problem is the actual hinges themselves here. There are 2 lighted hinges for that door, top and bottom, but I'm not touching them now. Look, as long as you don't let the door slam, the hinges are fine. So I'm going to sort that out now, just when I'm here. Right, so that's the door solved. Now, this pipe here. This is the pipe that's coming down from our spouting on the far side of this house. This shed here wasn't here before, so that's the reason why this pipe used to just come down here. It used to go into the concrete, and well, used to, it still does, go into the concrete, and it's piped away down the field from the spouting water. Now, I do plan on making little changes here. There's a lovely spot just sitting right there. It is a manhole cover, but it's never used, you can see, for obvious reasons, but regulations meant that you still had to have a manhole, so hence the reason it's there. Well, there is a lovely spot to hold a water tank, and my idea is to put a water tank there, hopefully maybe this summer, or if not, definitely the year after, and I can run it just straight into it there, and I can put a pump system in, and I can supply water to a lot of the cattle in my sheds. I want to really start being more efficient on my farm, and water is where we can start. We can work our way down solar panels then later on, because that is the direction a lot of farms are going, and it's the right direction. But for now, we don't have a water tank, and what I have to do is I have to fix this pipe, because you can see there's a rather big hole here in the bottom, and the water doesn't always go down straight. So I was dosing a few cows here the other day, and I let a few of them out of the shed, and as I was walking down, cows get excited when they get out, stretch their feet to give a jump and a kick. It's playing. But when one got out, she gave a jump and a kick, threw her foot back, and she broke the pipe. I don't want to get dramatic on it, and I'm not replacing the whole pipe, as I said before. I'm going to change it soon. And if I wasn't changing it, I'd actually disconnect it up there, and I would run it down this shed now the whole way and out down there, so it's not coming down here, because that's an awkward spot, and it's always vulnerable to something hitting it. It. There. Probably could have done with some fairy liquid. Oh, that's handy enough. Bingo. Right, with that gutter fixed now, we are ready for calving. I can't do much more to it. Not that I can see anyway, and the more you look, I suppose the more you'll find. Well, there is one thing I would like to do. I have an LED light sitting in the house for that. It was for something else, and I never use it, so I have the same one sitting in the house, so I will swap that out for an LED light, because these lights sometimes I live on at night when a cow's calving, so to have an LED instead of that, it would obviously save a bit of energy, so we'll do that. The first cow is in tomorrow, and after that it'll be a steady pace. There'll be no big burst until the last week of January, where we have about 15 cows, 10 of class in the 1 week, which is going to be a busy one, all depending on how gapped out they are or how long they hold for. But I was actually watching a video on YouTube the other night, and I heard a calf roaring in the background, and it brought a smile to my face. So I'm looking forward to hearing calves roaring on the farm again. Probably be sick of them come March, but at the same time, it's New Year. It's time for new feet to land. So I'm going to plough into this here, get this first bale cut open. My knife is blunt, but it's a great start. Jesus, very blunt. I didn't realise it was as bad as that. I'm not going to put a big layer of bedding on yet. What I'll do is let the first cow in, she'll hook about, she'll eat a bit of it, and she'll fire all over the place, and then we'll bed it again, and we'll build it up as time goes on. So we start off with a light enough coat, just enough that's covering the ground where she lies down, and that's good enough for now. We want to conserve the amount of straw we're using too, because it's going to be quite hard to get this year. My bale's already put aside. The guy I buy them off stores them for me, which is ferocious handy, but even he said to me the other day, it's hard to hold on to them because there's people ringing all the time looking for bales, and I do realise there is a shortage of straw now this year with the bad weather we had last year. So I'm not going to get carried away. I'm going to go up tomorrow to the co-op. Today is Sunday. I'm going to buy a couple of bales of sawdust. There's some sawdust and lime into that straw. It leaves a nice dry bed. The lime will help to keep it sterile as well. But I do fear we might have a cow calf in the night. She looks to me that she's not too far away. Not tonight though, possibly tomorrow night. She's in the day. There's another one down with the heifers. I don't want to walk down there just a minute because I'm holding a camera. Even just holding a camera can upset cows. So the one down with the heifers I have looked at, she's probably not going to calve for another 2 or 3 days. So we're alright yet. Now I'm going to get my girls to bring up a few bars of straw for the calf house, get a couple of the first calf hutches bedded out and ready. I have a heap of silage to take away here. We're going to do off camera. I'm going to put a couple of blocks in here just to fill them up. The same with the cows. We threw back the last of their silage, and I'll come back in later on the night about 6 o'clock or so, Sunday evening. So we're still not milking on Sunday evenings to our first cow calves, but I will come up about 6 o'clock when they have all that cleaned. We'll fill the houses full, and that's the start of a new week. This week's going to be a busy one. One thing I can tell you straight off the bat is that nothing's straightforward when you're servicing this yoke with the brackets and the loader on. Well, taking off the loader wouldn't make any difference. So I'm just gonna. Oh yeah. Oh, she's not gonna want to come. Oh, here we go. Come on. There we are. Right, well that's nice and black. It's definitely time to change that. Now one thing is this filter. Again, another thing to be easy to go off in normal circumstances, but this by here is just banging away as well a bit, so let's see, can we get at it. Alright, that's okay. That's actually not as tight as some of them. I often see ones you have to drive a screwdriver through it. Get them out. So I've got an oil filter here that's been laying a long time in the shed, and I want to see is the right oil filter. The match is the right one. Phone always rings at the worst time. My hands covered in oil, so not a mission of answering that. Yeah, look good there now. Right, so that's her done. I ran her there for a few minutes and I checked her again. I had to top it up again. When I filled it first, I filled it right up to the full line. And then after running the tractor for 5 minutes, it was down to half empty. So it's always important to check it. The tractor, if you're changing the oil, run up a bit and check it again just to make sure, because you'll always find there's a wee bit to be topped up. So off camera, I've done the front axle, I've done the shear grab, the important bits is done, and that's all good enough now for the year anyway. Don't have to worry about fuel filters. It's running through our oil tank that we got up there, and there's a filter system on that, so the diesel is relatively clean into the tractor and it's running perfect. So I'm not going to dig in there yet. I don't think there's any need. I'll do the other tractor off camera. I'm not filming the same thing, but at least it leaves the tractors now ready for the spring walk that'll be coming, which today, blue skies, well, somewhere in the middle, blue sky there, and dry concrete, which although it's cold, it'll warm your heart. It's a long time since I've seen that, and it's a joy to work without rain on top of you, with the birds kind of half singing, yeah, and the sun shining and the blue skies. Lovely. Alright, so it's very, very cold at the moment, and I'm finished milking. Girls are just breaking down the machine. We do two types of breaking down of a machine. We do one for frost and one for ordinary, an ordinary night. Frost one is where we break it down a little bit more and we shake out everything just to make sure no water is laying in the machine. So they're doing that. But the reason I have a camera in my hand is Ibrahim in Irish, number one in English, is our first cow is in. But I noticed today that the bag filled up very, very fast. Getting just a wee bit more agile moving about. So a couple of distinctive things that I look at. It kind of gives you an idea when cows are coming close. I've often said before, pelvic bones are the ones you watch here. So you can see a hollow here on her back. Her bones aren't fully down, well, they're a bit moved. But this hollow here that has came in front of her bones, which her bones is here when I talk about it, gives me an indication. You see it more when she's walking around. Gives me more of an indication that we've got movement here. I'll just give her a wee move here. Come on up there, good girl. When she moves, you can see that little hollow that's coming there. Another thing is her teats is full. And one of the ones that works for us is the fact that she was standing over here at the door waiting to get out. So all us in our farm, the cows that come nearest to Cavan, go into, well, they're all near Cavan, County Cavan. They go into this pen. And as they come very close, they move their way to the door. And this cow was standing with her head actually touching the door, much to say, open it, I'm ready. And I know this cow here, from experience, she's unpredictable. She's one of 3 cows that I'd be more weary of. They're very unpredictable, meaning that you could just calve like that. So she's in now for the night. It's gone 7:30 in the evening. We're going to turn off. Everything else I've checked is okay, but we have 4 cows in there that'll be calved in the next day or so. So we're going to be ding dusting the calving now. Moudini's behind me, forcing off the light. Scratching her backside here off the brush behind her. You're full of mischief, aren't you? You are full of mischief. I'm going to go off to edit the video now because today is Tuesday and I want to get a video up for tomorrow, Wednesday. So you're probably watching this one on Sunday. So when I say the girls have the machine broke down for a frosty night, this is the kind of way we do it. We open the jars. We open the jars every night anyway, but we leave the clusters kind of that the pipe is at a slant the whole time. The button's down and all the water, there's no kinks in the pipe and everything's flowing downhill, so no water can sit in any of the units. Makes a hell of a difference and no hassle then in the mornings. Pump, just checking, yeah, the pump's open. I'll turn the pump on again, just give it one squirt just to make sure it blows any wee bits of residue water out of it. And it's given quite cold the night now. In places it could be low as -4, -5, so just have to be careful. Get these boys here that hangs down and have the water turned off, but see that there's water still laying in them. So I roll this boy down that is on the whole time and just leave them hanging like that, because these things are notorious for freezing up and then cracking in half, and these are quite expensive, so don't want that happening. It's just gone 9:30. Oh, I can go. We have a calf on the ground. I just want to make sure that the bag's not over the calf's head, which is not. Oh, he's an unusually marked one. Hopefully not he, hopefully she. Right, give me a second. Just gonna have a quick look here. Oh, that's a heifer. That's a heifer. Ooh, a heifer calf. Start off our calving season with a heifer calf. I can't tell you how pleasing that is. Over the moon. That's the first one on the ground. Good job, Mum. Good job. She's a 6th calver. I see she's missing a tag as well. An awful job keeping tags in cows' ears. She has the other one, but I've ordered 16 replacement tags a couple of days ago. It's a lot of replacement tags, but anyway, apart from tags, a lovely calf on the ground. So I'm going to get out of here and leave Mum alone. I'm going to keep an eye on her for the next couple of hours to make sure the calf gets up and sucks. There's no other cow that needs to go in the night. I'm going to check them one more time when I'm up here. Probably tomorrow we'll have the next one. Probably 2, maybe tomorrow. Well, it's now the day after. And here is our chap down here now for her drink. And she's wearing her nice coat, keeping herself lovely and snug. Kind of a custom here. We'll give you guys the option of picking the first name for our heifer calf every year. And this one here, we posted on Facebook and Instagram looking for a name. And we got a hell of a response, and even on YouTube community. So we said on that we'd pick the name that was mentioned the most often. But there was one name that caught my attention straight away the minute I seen it, and that was Hope. And I'll put the name of the person that was on Instagram that mentioned it just above. So well done for that one. And I think a lot of people, not just farmers, but a lot of people will understand why it's an important name, especially for a new year, because last year was such a bad year. With weather and everything that was thrown at us, is hope for a better one. And with a new year comes new hope. And I thought that was just nice. And it might mean something to people as well, not just farmers. But we did say we picked a name that was mentioned the most. We got used for that over here. Now we're down here at the labour ward, and the coach is turning on the lights because we're getting ready to milk this evening. Sorry, it's a bit dark. Stick on a light here and hopefully make it a bit better. There we go. The other name that got mentioned the most was, well, there was 2 of them. Daisy and Sadie. And with that, we can now put that name to a calf as well, because behind me here we have another cow that calved a couple of hours ago, and she has her daughter beside her. That's another heifer calf. I hope you can see it. It's a bit dim here, the lights are only warming up. So there is Daisy. So Mum is just passing her afterbirth now at the minute, that's why I don't want to disturb her. I can see that she's well on there, which is a great thing. So Sadie will take the name of the next heifer calf that's born. So we'll share a picture on Facebook and Instagram of the 2 calves together with the tag numbers in, so you can match the tag number. If you can't pick out the colours, you'll be fit to match the tag numbers. And that way you get to follow, just like Moudini, Bo, Ruby, and the whole lot of them that are here looking at me at the minute. And I know the kids in Bono preschool will appreciate that one. So if you're watching, guys, thanks for picking that one, as well as all you guys that picked it as well. We're going to get ready up this evening, and busy times ahead. See you next one.